Welcome to the Solid Signal Podcast from March 26, 2013. I had an interesting question come across my desk this week, and I thought it might be a great subject for a podcast. We've got a commercial customer who's got a cell tower on the top of his roof. It serves the industrial park that he's in. He wants to add DirecTV service, and he was concerned that the satellite dish would interfere with the cell tower. So I thought it might be a good chance to talk about what happens, how things can interfere with each other, and how it's likely that they won't interfere with each other. See, any electronic equipment can be classified in this way. It can either be an intentional emitter, meaning that it's supposed to put out radiation of some sort, an unintentional emitter, meaning that it puts out radio frequency interference, or RFI, or a non-emitter, meaning that it doesn't do anything. A cell tower is an intentional emitter. It's intentionally broadcasting that cell signal out to the rest of the neighborhood. That's its whole purpose, right? An unintentional emitter would be something like a broken computer that had some of the shielding taken away, or broken television, even an old microwave that's unintentionally putting some of that radiation out further than it was designed to. Luckily for my commercial customer, a satellite dish is technically a non-emitter. It puts off as much radiation as a rock, really. All it does is collect it. It receives information, it doesn't transmit it. So in this case, I was able to tell this customer, go ahead, put that satellite dish on your roof and it won't cause you any trouble. There's a much simpler way that one piece of equipment can interfere with another, and it's line of sight. This is a case where if you don't place everything properly, you could have problems, and I'll explain why. The back part of the dish, which we technically call the reflector, the dishy part, collects all the signals and bounces them toward the LNB. It doesn't let any of those signals through. So if you had a dish sitting between, say, the sky and another antenna, then it could interfere with that other antenna's ability to receive, because, as I said, the dish is designed not to let any of those signals through. The same is true of any two antennas. Even though antennas look like kind of thin, wispy things, the way they collect that electromagnetic signal can actually interfere with other antennas near them. So it's important to keep antennas separated and try to make sure that each one has a view of the area that it's trying to receive. So after all of that, I was happy to tell this customer, and I'm happy to tell you, don't worry about too much electronic stuff on your roof. Do worry about making sure that it's properly grounded, but that's a subject for another podcast, and I'm pretty sure we already did that one. On another subject, I wanted to put in just one last plug for our Like Us on Facebook contest. Why? Because the prizes are really cool. I've reviewed each one of the prizes personally, and let me tell you, I'm sorry to see them leave our review stable. I say that especially of the YX545 Soho whole home system, including the Verizon 4G cell booster. This thing is amazing. If it weren't for a cell booster, I would not be able to work at home. Period. End of discussion. There's also a Vanco HDMI IR adapter and the HD 1080 antenna. All you have to do is go to facebook.com/solidsignalcom. From there, make sure to like us, then click on Hot Deals for the Week. That's where you'll find the entry form. From there, it's super easy. The contest ends March 31st, so you better hurry. That's about it for the Solid Signal podcast this week. We'll be back next week with more fun, news, views, and possibly another attack from my cat. See you all then.